Morning, everyone. So today's class is on the knee, and it is a special class because I injured myself doing yoga last week, and kind of injury got me thinking a lot about the kind of my own ego and the fact that I haven't been able to do a lot of poses that I normally do. Uh, but also, it was a great opportunity to start kind of working with therapists about kind of exercises to strengthen and stabilize the knee and things that to allow recovery, but also kind of exercises to prevent any future injury. So with the knee, what is interesting is that it ends up taking quite a lot of impact from a lot of activities that we do on an everyday basis. First, if you're, for example, in this position in lotus or in half lotus I am today, there is an kind of external rotation, sorry, and but the knee is kind of internally rotating itself. So there's an external rotation on the hip, there is an internal rotation here, and on the knee at the same time there's an external rotation from the high side up. So when you try to do lotus, and especially if you don't have the flexibility of the hips, that ends up going to be done all in your knees. And especially if you do kind of any poses where you're trying to go into lotus, into Padmasana, and you do it with your hands, you end up kind of bringing the knee into a position where it's taking all the burden and all the stretch, kind of that rotation all goes into the knee instead of coming from the side where it's supposed to come from the hips. So and the hips are such a big, we have spoken a lot about this, the hips are such a big joint that sometimes it gets a bit lazy and then puts all the work on the knee. Then the other thing is that you have the other related joint is here on the ankle, and a lot of us have ankle mobility issues or like don't really have a lot of flexibility, which again means that if you are in a lotus or in a half lotus position, as I am myself here, you end up kind of putting a lot of the flexibility or a lot of the issues on the ankle, and then that just kind of elongates or pushes your iliotibial ligament a lot. And again, with lack of mobility in your hip, that can mean that you're basically tearing or like really stretching in an undue fashion into your kind of outside ligament, the ligament outside the knee. So what we'll do today is I'll go through a couple of the exercises I'm doing in the recent week with the therapist, trying to put all together into a nice sequence for the morning. So we're actually going to start sitting on the knees. And one of the things that was not surprising for me when I started experiencing this pain on the knee and the possibility that it was a meniscus tear, which would have been awful, is the fact that one of the exercises that was recommended to me was to go into this kind of sitting position. And again, the reason is because it is really putting a lot of kind of a stretch into the front side of the knee. And it's checking whether kind of your ligaments inside are well enough. So we're going to start in a focus position. Just come as straight as you can. Bring the weight of your back as much to the back as possible and try to get as long as possible. Bring the belly in. So you feel that the weight is on the front of the feet and the ankles. You have a nice stretch there. If that stretch is a little bit too much for you, then just keep the hands down and then slightly move forward and take the kind of this strong stretch a little bit out. Now slowly walk your hands forward and we're going to go for a little bit of a bigger stretch. We have done this before. Stop your toes. And then really make sure your small pinky toe is stuck. And then sit back into your toes. This is toes pose, which we have done before, and a lot of people hate. Bring your hands forward in order to forget. And then literally just focus on your fingernails. That's all you're going to do. Focus on the fingernails. With one inhale, you're going to focus on the fingernails of your pinky. Try to separate the eyes and make sure you're looking at both. Then look at the fingernail of your ring finger. Inhale, exhale. Then at the fingernail of your middle finger. Exhale. Fingernail of your index finger. Exhale. Fingernail of your thumb. And then once again, move a little bit to the back. Really get the weight of the body into the toes. Try to take a deep breath in. One more, and exhale down. Move forward and tap the front of the feet down into the mat. We're going to do this only one more time. And from there, move into a little bit of warming up poses. Once again, hands forward, start to focus on your pinky toe. Take one deep breath. Exhale. Second finger, your ring finger. Inhale. Exhale. Third finger. Inhale. Exhale. Index finger. Exhale. Thumb. And exhale. This time, move back. Move back. Continue moving back. If you need to bring the hands down, do it. Continue moving back until your knees lift. Hopefully you don't fall as I did. Just keep your knees up, come into the tip of your toes, and try to find balance. You can keep the hands forward, or now bring the hands into the knees. Really waking up the feet, really waking up the legs here. Now bring the hands forward, and we're going to go slowly up, really slowly. Start to go up. Keep on the tip pinky toes, up, up, up. Ooh. Try not to lose the balance. Up, up. Now bring the hands up, up. Keep on your finger in your pinky toes, tippy toes, up, up. One deep breath, and exhale, release. Nice. We're going to go again into the pinky toes and down. This is an exercise for the ankle and really helps to strengthen the ankle and avoid kind of any major strain to go, or it's kind of strengthens the ligaments as well at the back of your ankles. You can bring the feet together or keep it slightly separated. Hands forward, then come up into your pinky toes and down. I remember this exercise is an exercise my mom used to do for me in Colombia because it helps you to get really nice chins, which you want if you wear heels. And it's also a nice exercise to get you adjust to the heels. So down, 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 down. If you have a block in your house or you have a stairs close by, this exercise, you can keep doing it in a surface that is a little bit higher up, and it allows the heel to go a little bit down. So it goes from kind of very strong flexion to very strong extension. So you can go down. In this case, the block is a little bit too not heavy. Down. Again, try to go another 5 times with me. Down, down, and then down. If you can, and you're in a stair, try to stay with the flexion instead of the extension. Just go low, try to bring the heel down. Deep breath in, exhale down. Next, we're going to incorporate these into a modified Surya Namaskar and a modified sun salutation. So come to the front of your mat. Bring your feet slightly apart. And then come once again into the tip of your toes. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Come down, but stay on the tip of the toes. Slowly playing with balance. Release your hands down. As you exhale, release the heels down and move your chest towards your thighs. Bend the knees slightly and now stretch the legs. Feel that you're moving your thighs, your buttocks up into the air. Stretch as much as you can. If you can't place the hands down, you keep the hands into your ankle. Inhale, look forward. Hands in a prayer. Exhale, lift your right heel, bring it into the chest and extend it to the back for warrior two. Bend your left knee, hold it. Exhale, release your back foot down into the mat. Inhale up, bring your hands up. Crescent. Exhale, hands down. Strongly press into the mat. Move back. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, bend the knees. Keep them away from the mat. And slowly release down, chest and chin. Onto the toes. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down. Bending the knees, move back into child's pose. Tug the toes. Inhale, move back. Toes pose. Stretch. Move a little bit to the back. Hands forward. We're going to slow, try to bring the knees up. Ooh, without losing the balance. Nice. And now slowly go up. Stay with the balance, stay with the balance. Nice. We're going to move into our Surya Namaskar to the front. So inhale up, exhale, bend the knees. Bend the knees. Go down. Stretch. Place the heels down on the exhale. Keep the knees slightly bent. Stretch your hips back. Send your tights up into the air, your buttocks up into the air, or feel that you're doing so. You can keep the hands into your ankles if you don't reach the floor. Inhale, look forward. Once again, come into the tip of, or bring your right heel up. Bring the knee into the chest. Keep yourself low, but this time make a big step forward. And down. Once again, crescent. Inhale up, crescent. This time, try to get a little bit higher, a little bit forward, then go with a very long crescent. Focus on the sensation into the left psoas. Bring the hands into your prayer in front of your heart. Strongly move forward, forward, forward until once again you go back into your warrior three pose. Bend the front knee. Extend it. Now bend the left knee bring it to the chest, release it down, bend both knees, Utkatasana chair's pose, hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, release. We're going to do the same on the other side. So inhale, lift into the pinky, into your toes, into your tippy toes. Hands up, inhale. Trying to keep the balance. Exhale, move your chest forward. As slow as you can, bring the hands down into the mat. Release the heels. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, feel that your belly is touching your thighs. Bend the knees slightly and feel that the buttocks is trying to touch up into the sky. Stretch the legs. Inhale, look forward. Lift your left heel. Bring that knee into the chest. Move it back. Warrior 3 pose. Bend the right knee, sorry. Keep the balance. Slowly exhale. Place your left foot down into the mat. Inhale. Up into crescent. Look in between your hands. Exhale. Release your hands forward and down. Press them out away. Inhale into plank. Bend the knees. Try to touch the mat without touching it. Slowly release. Chest and chin on top of the toes. Move forward into your Bhujangasana. Exhale back. Child's pose, tap the toes. Slide back. Come into your toes pose. Maybe make sure that your pinky is under, hands forward. Inhale up without losing the balance. And start to go up, up, up. Again, into your toes pose. To the tippy toes. Exhale, release. Hands into a prayer, now moving forward. Inhale up, tip of the toes. We're going to move forward, 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 forward. Release the hands down. Release the heels. Same thing, bend the knees, look forward. Trying to bring your belly, your ribs into the thighs, and then keeping it glued there. Feel that you're stretching the thighs back, you're pushing the hamstrings back, buttocks up into the sky. Stretch. Inhale, look to the front. This time, left heel up. Keep the knee, glute your ribs, move up. Now big, big step, slowly as you can. Move forward, find your crescent. Go a little bit longer between your legs. Try to really stretch, in this case, your right psoas. Now bring the weight to the front, hands forward. Slowly try to move into warrior 3 pose. Once again, bend your right knee, slightly bend into your left knee. Inhale, lift. Release. Tip of the toes up. Oh, sorry, we forgot. Come down and chair pose. Utkatasana. Keep the knees slightly bent. Feel the strong position into your legs, into your thigh, and release. Now we're adding into this pose, and that will be all. The idea is to make it as slow as you need and you can. So now separate your feet about hip distance apart. Come into the tip of your toes. Once again. Tippy toes. For me, keeping the feet separated makes it a lot harder to stay in balance. It gives me great information about my iliotibial and the outside of my legs. Stay here. Now, keep your body weight or keep the heels up, then start to bend the knees as you were going to go into malasana, into a squat. Then we're squatting as we have heels. Go as low as you can. Normally we can go really low because our heels are still up. Now try to really bring your arms under and down. And then from here, lift, send the heels down, and then find your malasana. But find this malasana with the heels down, with this being as low, bring your hands as low as possible. Stay here for 3. Try to straighten your chest, 2. And 1. Release the hands down. Press, 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 press. Once again, same thing, same sensation of gluing your ribs into your quads. And pushing your hips back and forward, up and forward. Beautiful. Bend the knees, right into the chest. Keep the balance, send it to the back. Try to keep the balance. Warrior 3. Bend the front knee. Extend. Bend the front knee. Extend. Last one. Bend the front knee. This time, release your back foot down. Crescent pose with your legs a little bit separated. Bend the back knee. Go down and lift 1. Bend the knee. Lift down and come up 2. Last one. Go down and lift 3. Release your hands down. This time on the inside of your knee. Release your back knee down. Maybe increase the distance in between the legs. Move. And then try to find a version of your lizard. We haven't done much today, so it's normal if your hip is resisting. It's better if you stay high up than if you tend to go low and maybe kind of overstretch any area. If you want to go lower, take your time, breathe, try to keep your knee glued to your arm, your hips really doing the work. Breathe for a last deep breath in. Exhale. Come into your right hand. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring the back foot. If possible, grab it with your hands. Open the chest. Then slightly inhale. Bring your left knee to the side. Open, 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 open. Exhale, release. Push them out away. Both feet to the back. Plank. Bend the knees slightly. Try to touch for just 1 second. Keep it here. Keep it in the core. Release the knees. Chest and chin on top the toes. Inhale up, upward facing dog if you can. Downward facing dog. Right away. Slightly deeper this time. Open your feet as wide as the mat or as wide as you know your squat is. Then start to come with your hands to the back. Once again, place your arms as low as you can, and then from here, move into your malasana, into your squat. See if there's any difference from the one you did in the front and this one. Hold. Last deep breath here. Hands forward. Extend and go up. Inhale. Exhale, go down right away. Malasana again. Move your weight forward, walk your hands. This time, your right foot is going to lift. Make a big, big, big circle. And place your foot on the outside of your right hand. Back, knee down. We're going into the lizard on the other side. First, start to move side to side. Finding a little bit of space here if you need. Release your hands down if you can. Find the depth of your lizard. Inhale. Come into your left hand. Open the chest towards the knee. Bring your right foot towards your right hand. Open the chest. Maybe send your right knee a little bit to the side. Release down. Strongly stretch the legs. Then you're going to slowly feel like you're going to move your hands forward, move your hands forward, move your hands forward. Lift the back foot until you find yourself again into warrior three. Bring the other knee to the chest, but keep the feet separated. Make it as wide as the mat, or a little bit less wider if you think you have the space to go into it now. And then bring yourself down into your malasana again. Front of the mat. Come forward. Come into the tip of the toes. And slowly inhale yourself up. And exhale, release. Same thing on the left side. So inhale, lift. Exhale, come into the squat. Go slowly down. Try to move as lower as you can with the arms. My knees, as you see, are like they sound every single time. Exhale, release the hands down, stretch the legs. Right into the chest. Come into your warrior three. Slowly move to the back. Open crescent. Go with your knee down. 1, and 2, then 3, 4, and last one, 5. Keep it down, move your chest forward. Slowly find the space. Once again, move forward and down. If you can, this time with your elbows down, open the chest, find your feet. And find this really nice side stretch. Release. Press the mat away. Move back into plank. Knees down. Keep the core engaged. Chest and chin on top of the toes. Inhale up. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Open your feet as wide as the mat. And start to walk to the back. Start to walk to the back. finding your malasana. One last time. Move forward. Start to go up, up, up. Tip of your toes. And then down, down, down. This time is the last. Hands forward. Walk your hands. Funny downward facing dog. Bring your right knee into the chest. Big open. Release it on the outside of your right hand. Down. Bring the elbows down. Open the chest. If you can, keep your elbow down. Beautiful. Try to reach for your back heel. In this case, it's very difficult for me because of my knee. Stretch into your psoas. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Last part. Walk your hands forward. Walk your hands forward to come into warrior three pose. Hold it. Bend the front knee. Bring the other knee to the chest. Release down. Find the squat. This time, right away from the squat, we're not going to keep it. Keep moving down and bring your buttocks down. Nice. So the idea with the last sequence is that you do it as slow as you can if you have the time to really work on the strengthening of the knees. And as you see, any kind of pose in which either you're strengthening your ankles, like your kind of tippy toes, or the malasanas are very good for the knees. If you want to do something that is quicker, you can do a lot of malasanas kind of into more of a heat pose. I like the very kind of slow movements because it really allows to focus on the effort that I have. Right. Final poses now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to explore the internal and external flexibility of the knees with three last poses. We're going to first go into Baddha Konasana. So for Baddha Konasana, bring your feet together and try to separate your knees apart. Keep the hands to the back first, and then go into your butterfly. Use up and down. Small elastic movement here. As your knees start to go down, focus on your feet, then strongly start pressing the outside of your feet together. If you can, bring your hands forward. Then with the hands, as we usually do in Baddha Konasana, open the feet or open your feet as they were kind of the pages of a book. Really strongly pressing the outside of the feet together. Now, imagine there is something to the front. You really want your chest to move forward. Then start to go down. Avoid kind of you scrunching your back. Just keep moving the chest forward. Chest forward. And stay wherever you need to stay. Weight forward. Weight forward. Weight forward. If you can, bring your elbows down or try to go a little bit lower, but continue to press the chest forward and at the same time move your weight back so both seat bones stay into the mat. If you can go really low, press your elbows into your legs to open more. Deep breath in and deep breath out. 1. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 2. Deep breath in and deep breath out. 3. Deep breath in and deep breath out. 4. Nice. Use your hands to bring the knees together. Hug. And exhale. Extend your left leg. Bring your right heel into perineum, into like very close to your pubic bone. Try to get it straight. Look at your right knee. Make sure it's in a 90-degree angle or a little bit higher than 90 degree. Janusirsasana. Slowly, same thing as we did when we were doing our Baddha Konasana pose. Instead of just moving the head forward, move the chest forward. And if you don't go as low, you don't go as low. Focus on bringing the ribs into the quad for 2. Ribs into the quad for 3. Ribs into the quad for 4. Ribs into the quad, 5. And ribs into the quad, 6. Release wherever you are. Or just one deep breath in. Exhale, release. Use your hand, bring the knee into the chest. Exhale. Bring the knee at the same point as your left, but on an internal rotation. So your heel is going to go on the outside towards your buttocks. Nice. Try to keep the knees in the same line. Separate them just slightly a bit. And then same thing. Try to move your chest forward. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Stay here. One deep breath. Exhale, release. Stay in the pose. Now move to the back. Come into the elbows first. Check if you can still go down into the pose. Exhale. Down. Ardha Bakasana or Supta Ardha Bakasana. If you can place all your body down or your chest down, keep focusing on your right knee into this case, on the internal rotation. Feel extension and kind of the nice flexibility that you're gaining into your psoas and how that flexibility into the psoas really is helping your knee. Now slowly bring your right knee or your right foot close to your left foot close to your right knee, sorry. Left leg bent, knee up into the sky, the other knee pointing to the front. 2. 2 more breaths. Now, if you can, place the outside of your left foot on top of the knee, and from that place, release the left knee to the side, opening. Pressing a little bit of more weight into the knee so the psoas can stretch, and at the same time, bringing an external rotation into the left leg. 3 more breaths here. Release. Extend the leg, keep the leg slightly up, and then inhale, use that to come up. Really slowly move to the side, bend the knee, bring it to the chest, hug, exhale, release forward. Same thing on the other side. So let's start. Bring the knee into the chest, hug. Exhale, Janusirsasana. Inhale, get really tall. Then start advancing from your chest forward. First thing is try to bring the ribs against the quads. Keep a slight kind of rotation into your chest. Continue to go down if you can. With deep exhale, trying to move lower and lower. Release. Inhale up. Bring the knee, hug it into your body. Slowly, internal rotation. Bring the knees in line. Sometimes if you have a really big chin, as I have in one side, you might want to kind of scoop a little bit of the chin out. Inhale, extend. Exhale, forward. Same thing as we did in Janusarsasana. Focus first on the ribs. Ribs forward. If you feel like you're kind of slightly moving towards the right side, you can place your right hand on the outside of your right knee and use that to keep both hip bones, both sit bones down into the mat. Continue breathing for 3. Continue breathing for 4. And 5. Last deep breath. Stay down. Exhale, up. Move to the back. Stay into your elbows if you need, or go all the way down. Focus on stretching your psoas, on really keeping your left knee down into the mat. 1. The Supta Ardha Bakasana. 2. 3. 4. 5. Right foot next to the knee. Inhale, 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Place the outside of your right foot on the knee. Careful. Stretch a little bit more into the psoas. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Release. Extend the leg. Keep the heel out. Lift. And then come forward. Slowly come into the right. Bring the knee into the chest. Hug. And then release. Good. That's it. That's the whole sequence. So this whole sequence, again, is just focus on stretching, strengthening, bringing a lot of flexibility into the pose. You can stay for longer. For example, in this case, we stay for long because for a short time because I don't have time. But you could stay in these poses more into kind of a gym class and really enjoy the stretch into the knees. Last exercise we're going to try before our Shavasana is actually the pose that got me into the injury, just to explain you how to do Vikasana in a safe way. So come into your bellies. So basically what you want with Vikasana is exactly the same that you were doing laying down, looking up into the sky, but with your belly down. You're going to bring your right knee towards your buttocks. Grab the inside. Then if you can, rotate your whole hand, and your elbow is going to go up into the sky. I'm going to show you in the left side, so it's easier. So you're going to bring your foot towards the buttocks, grab it from the inside, and then there is a rotation into your hand. So your hand faces forward, and then you come here. If you don't have the flexibility into the shoulders, which sometimes happens, or even into the psoas to come into the kasana, you can just keep doing this. But fingers are facing towards the knee. Be careful here, because you can go really low and kind of stand. Just keep the elbow up, but if you can, just rotate. With Eka Padapikasana, you can keep the elbow down, in this case, the right elbow down. And just focus on the stretch of the psoas as you move forward. In Ashtanga, traditionally, or in some kind of schools of Ashtanga, what you want is for your heel to move low, even into kind of the side or even down into the mat. That is a big stretch into the knee. And kind of the actual pose is when you bring both feet down and then go up with both hands together. I'm not going to do it because that's a pose I'm not supposed to be doing now. But use being mindful when you do that pose, because if you don't have the psoas flexibility, it can kind of create a ligament or overextend the ligament, and then kind of have an injury as the one he had. So you just be careful with this one. Nonetheless, Ardha Vikasana is a great pose for the knee. So actually in my recovery, this is a great pose for me to do. But again, do it with the elbows down. Same thing. And then just stay here. This pose is supposed to stay, to really focus and be in your mind. Focus on the stretch of the psoas. Focus on keeping the hips, both hips, at the same level. To focus in your shins and your ankles and whether they're stretching enough. And you're supposed to work through things in your mind. So if you have done it in both sides, as I have done, just release down. Just move your hips side to side. And this is the part I love. My therapist calls it a knee massage. So as your weight is down, press your knees down into the mat. Then just move side to side, and as you move your belly or you move your buttocks and you are a little dog, you're actually moving side to side from the knees. Massaging a little bit of your knees. In my case, I always hear a little bit of funny sounds as I move my knees from side to side. That also allows me to explore the differences between my right and left knee. Now move only the legs, the heels side to side. If you want to use before going into Shavasana, it's always good to do a little bit of a chest opener. So let's just go for a little bit of a fish pose. So bring your feet together, bring your hands down, place the top of your hands down into the mat, and inhale, lift your legs and your chest. Stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And one, release. You can go to a little sleep here down into your mat, or you can roll around and find your normal Shavasana. Not going to stay long here because, as I said, I don't have much time in the video, but please stay for as long as you need here. Focus strongly into your knees. Notice any difference on the knees as you do this pose. They said you can do this sequence as fast or as slow as you can. Key movements are Malasana, moving or strengthening your ankles by going into the tip of your toes. Coming into Janusarsasana, coming into your Bekasana. Do it with time. So as much as you're doing it a little bit faster, do it with care and allow the knee to go slowly into the pose. The same as you come into your butterfly pose, into your Baddha Konasana. Keep yourself in a nice deep rest, and when you feel it's time, move back again into a sitting position. Bring your hands into a prayer and find one reason for you to be grateful today. Doesn't matter what it is. For example, I'm grateful that I can still move my leg despite I am sometimes very brutal with my own knees and I'm not as mindful. Gratefulness can also, gratitude can bring in mind things that you might do that are not as wise as you think they are. So use gratitude to find those places in your mind where you can be kinder with yourself. Bring your hands into your third eye, bow to earth, and give it a thank for always keeping you grounded and giving you space to grow up into the sky, for all the space that you can grow up into, and down, move forward, down. Namaste. Loka Samaskanta Sukhino Bhavatu. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thank you.